Hey, what's up? It's Emily and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, consider me your internet big sister who just so happens to be a recruiter. So I post 2 videos a week, one to help you level up your career and one to help you level up your life. Now I am effing insane, dude. I have 2 full-time jobs. Like, I work a minimum 80 hours a week, so every single second of my day, particularly my morning, is very important to me, okay? It's gotta be maximized. And I really wanted to share some productivity tips on how I get a lot done without burning myself out and how I leverage my mornings to do that. As always, I answer all of your questions in the comments, and please do not forget to subscribe. Also, cute water bottle. Shout out to Lululemon. I also just got back from the gym. This has to be a no judgment zone in terms of looks. Feel free to skip ahead. I've put those little timestamps throughout the video so you don't have to watch things that aren't going to be helpful for you, but I thought it would be important just to explain quickly what the F I do for work and how I have to structure my day. So I am a full-time recruiter at a pretty large fintech company, and I live in downtown Toronto, which means I work Eastern Standard Time, typically a 9-to-5 job. Outside of that, I am a content creator and a career coach, which basically means I create content across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube with a minimum of 3 posts a day on TikTok, 1 post a day on Instagram, and 2 posts a week on YouTube. The social media work also entails things like brand deals, attending events, and working with companies to help create content for them. My career coaching is a little bit different because I work one-on-one with clients to help them get career clarity, help them with their resumes, and I also host things like career and academia workshops. So I strategically break apart my day so I can focus on one thing at a time and actually get it well without my to-do list feeling too overwhelming. And my mornings specifically are for my business. Up until 9 a.m., I'm exclusively focusing on my content or on my career coaching. For my 9 to 5, I'm exclusively focusing on recruiting. And then from 5 to about 10 or 11 at night is when I'm focusing on other things. For the most part, it is work, but sometimes it's like grabbing dinner with my friends and all of that great stuff. If I'm completely transparent, on average, I work probably 76 to 80 hours a week. I am not condoning overworking yourself. That is just the lifestyle I have right now. It is what it is. When I first started feeling overwhelmed, I turned to the internet, as you have today as well, love you for that, and all I came across were like clean girl aesthetic videos. Like, it was girls waking up at 5:30 because they had Pilates, and then after that they were gonna have a green juice, and then they were gonna make a small bowl of oatmeal and stretch and write a journal. And I tried that for like maybe 2 weeks, and brother, let me tell you brother, that was never gonna happen for me, okay? I was never going to be a journal girly, a sit with my thoughts in the morning girly, a green juice girly. Don't get me wrong, I love a green juice every now and again, but that was not the morning routine that actually made me productive. I had to figure out ways to just get shit done so I could move on with my day. So if you're expecting a cute aesthetic video, babe, you are so in the wrong place. Wrong. Have we even met?
Have we met before?
Second rule is you have to know yourself. If you are not a morning person, it's okay to not be productive in the morning. You might just be wasting your time by trying to be a morning person. I know I'm effective around like 7 a.m. onwards. Anything before that, do not try to get me out of bed. Capitalism tells you you have to be a 5 a.m. riser to be productive. I encourage you to ignore that. I wake up around 7 a.m., roll out of bed, and immediately put on my gym clothes. Productivity tip, have a do it now attitude, because if you keep telling yourself you're going to do it later, I guarantee that you're not. So the first thing I do is put on those gym clothes because it's a promise to myself that I will be exercising. I also really want to emphasize you have to know how your mind and body works. I know if I don't exercise by 4 o'clock, that I'm not working out that day. So if you're starting to build out your morning routine, just put little things in place that are going to force you to do what has to get done so that you actually know you can hold yourself accountable. Once the gym clothes are on, I immediately start with my skincare routine. I always make sure to put on that SPF because, babes, I don't want to age, all right? So we get all of that done and out of the way, and then I feed my little puppy. He's on a raw meat diet, eats straight Angus beef. Love that for him. He deserves nothing but luxury. So I pop those 2 things right away. Sometimes I'll make a coffee now, sometimes I won't. Usually I make that a little reward for me to pick up on my walk with my dog, which is what I did on this particular morning. I am very lucky that my dog is only 5 pounds, so his walks tend to be really short. So all in, it's about 20 minutes outside. Another tip for you, don't try to rush into work. Actually give yourself time to wake up, because if you start working before you're entirely awake, chances are you're going to make mistakes and give yourself more work for later in the day. So I just use the first 30 minutes for me to get my ass out of bed, put some sunscreen on, and walk the dog. And that's the most you're getting out of me. You'll also see I popped my headphones in for that walk. I am not listening to gospel or a motivational podcast. Like I said, this is not an aesthetic morning, okay? It's a work smart, not hard kind of morning. So you know what I was doing? Listening to my podcast that I had to post that coming Sunday just to see if there were any last minute edits that I wanted to use. So I just make sure to make use of my time so that I can double up on activities. Ultimately, I did have a couple of small edits I wanted to make for that episode. So once I got back inside, I took a seat and then just edited that a little bit on my phone. One of the easiest ways to get overwhelmed is by feeling like you are drowning in your to-do list. And for me personally, it is critical to have a written out to-do list. I'm not talking about digital planners. I'm talking straight up a notebook with a pen and a paper. There is something that is so cathartic about writing down what you need to do that can make you feel so much more in control. And there is something just like really satisfying about crossing something physically off of your list. But after I've checked my phone and just seen like how yesterday's videos are performing, if I have comments or emails, whatever, that's when I go into both my planner, which is what I call just this little notebook I got from Staples, and my actual agenda. My agenda's up there, so I'm not gonna grab it. I have made a separate video on how I use my agenda that I'll link up here. But basically, I just go through and look at what my specific to-do list is for that day. The biggest mistake you can make to be productive is you cannot be planning your day while your day is already happening. That's how you feel overwhelmed. And that's also a waste of time because you're going to be spending about 20 minutes mapping out your day when you could have been using those 20 minutes to take something off of that to-do list. So what I like to do is at the beginning of every single month, I know this sounds like effing insane, but just bear with me. Every single Sunday, the start of the month, I look at what my goals are or what my tasks are for that month. Do I have a couple of brand deals coming out? How many TikToks do I want to post a day? And then I make a work back plan. So if I want to post 3 TikToks a day, every single day, so 7 days a week for 4 weeks, how many do I need to pre-film and how many can I film live the day of in order to balance my workload? It's really difficult to manage planning and executing, especially on really busy days. So do yourself a favor and carve out a couple of days every single month where you are just planning and then use the rest of the time to execute. After I was looking at my calendar a little bit for the day, understood what my tasks were for the day, I took a quick break to tidy up and listened to Jersey Shore. I don't care if it's not aesthetic. I don't care if it's not cute. It's what motivated me to get off my ass today. So what I didn't show you filming, because to be honest, I was using my camera to record, so it just, could not make that happen, is after I tidied up my area a little bit is when I was recording content. So I did spend a fair chunk of time recording 5 or 6 TikToks, a couple of which were branded, and then a couple were just for my own personal use. I'm not a big morning eater, but if I didn't eat at all, I knew I would be crabby, so I just had a quick Oikos yogurt. They're my favorite. It's the key lime pie flavor, and scrumptious. I love them. And before you know it, it was 9 a.m. and I automatically turned off my content creator brain, went into recruiter mode, and did not think about content until about 5 p.m. that day as well. There's only one takeaway that you are getting from this whole video. It's that number 1, my dog is extremely cute. Duh. And number 2, having a to-do list is the only way I personally feel like you will not get overwhelmed when you've got a lot going on. Taking the time, even if it's just like the Sunday before the upcoming week, to write down what you need to get done, to write down the specifics of what you need to do, even if it's broken down by the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, and just following that so that you can feel the dopamine rush when you cross that thing off of your list. And so you can just feel more structured and not wondering what's coming at you next because you already know. Like a bit of a ramble, but for me that was the game changer, is just having this list of things that I know I can accomplish and that is already mapped out for me. I hope this video was helpful and gave you like a little bit of a kick in the ass and some motivation to start your day off right tomorrow, and also just structure your day in a way that feels good to you without putting pressure on yourself, and maximize every single second of your day with the to-do list in my handy dandy notebook. QC from Blue's Clues, but you're probably too young to know that reference because I'm fucking geriatric. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you in my next video, and I'll put some cards up here for some content I've already pushed out, but babe, we're gonna have the best 2023 together, for real, for real. So I'll talk to you soon.